Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. So I've been having a few people asking me or telling me that they don't know what their hair type is. How do you figure out what your hair type is? So today we're going to be just going through hair types. It's important to know what your hair type is because you can get an idea as to what products will work best for you. You may be using the wrong products on your hair. When you give something a conducive environment to grow in, it will grow at its best. So we want our hair to grow in a great environment. So with doing that, you will need to know exactly what your hair likes, what your type of hair likes, as different hair types like different types of products. Anyway, let's get straight into the video. The original person who came up with the hair typing system was Andre Walker. He was Oprah's hairstylist for like 20 something years, so he must know what he's doing. I mean, everyone has adopted this now as the thing, so he's done well for himself, I guess, and all. Anyway, he came up with four categories of hair. So there's like the straight, wavy, and then kinky. I'm going to put up his thing here, and I'm also going to link it in the description box so you can see it as I'm discussing it. But let me move over so that I can give you guys some room to be able to see where it's going to be. Okay, so this is going to be where I'm going to place everything for you. So he came up with 4 ways with which you can type your hair. There's type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. And each of those types have a letter to them, and that letter determines the coil to your hair. So how much coil your hair actually has. So we'll start off with type 1, which is straight, dead straight hair. So there's 4 types of 4 categories in type 1, which is A, B, and C. A being dead straight, B being like a little bit more wavy in a sense, and then C being thick and coarse straight hair. So straight hair generally has a lot of shine and oils through it because it's easy from the oils from your hair, your scalp and stuff to just glide down, as compared to someone like me. It's quite difficult for the oils in my scalp to make their way to the end of my hair. That's why people with type 1 hair don't need too many things that have oils in them, because your hair will just become oily and cluggy, and nobody wants oily hair. And then we go on to category 2, and type 2 hair is like sort of wavy. It's quite wavy type hair. You'll see in the images that are going to be here. It's quite wavy type hair, and with that also there's A, B, and C. So obviously A would be quite thin and wavy, and then C would be quite coarse and wavy type hair. And with this type of hair, you need to use products that are not heavy on the hair, because the hair is it's got a loose curl, so it's close to type 1, but it's not type 1 because it's got a bit of a curl to it. So you need to use things like mousses that are very, very light, that you can sort of put in your hair. You can't put too much product in this type of hair because you'll weigh it down, and again, like with type 1, it'll get very like cluggy and heavy and stuff, and it'll lose its curl definition. 3 hair, which is curly hair. There's a difference between curly and wavy. You could probably see it between the images that I will be putting up. Type 3 hair is curly hair, and with this type of hair you need things that are sort of whipped. You need whipped products, where whipped products, there's more product to it as compared to a mousse, but it's still not heavy on the hair, because like with the other 3 types of hair, if you put too much product on this type of hair, it will get very cluggy, it'll lose its curl definition, and it will become, you know, quite So with type 3 hair, there is A, B, and C. 3A would be quite loose curls, but it's still very coily, as compared to type 3C, which would be very, very coarse, very dense curls, close to that of maybe 4A maybe. And then there's 4, which is the category that I am in, and the last category of the 4 types of hair. So 4 hair is very tight curls, very tight. Shrinkage, that's how, if you have shrinkage when you wash your hair, you have 4 hair, because no other hair types goes through shrinkage like we do as 4 people. As the 4 clan, we go through shrinkage like no one's business. If your hair shrinks, you are in 4. Yeah, so 4C hair, very tight curls. If your hair, when your hair falls out, or when you see your hair, if your hair falls in a ringlet, you have 4 hair, especially 4C hair. Obviously there's 4A, 4B, 4C. 4C being the coarsest, densest, and most curliest. It's quite kinky as well. 4C hair is quite kinky. So you can sort of see the difference between type 1 and type 4. And 4C hair is quite dry. Like I was saying with type 1, how it's quite, the oils from the scalp can flow down. That's why you can't use oily products on type 1 hair. It's different for people with type 4 hair because the oils don't flow down, because it's not just dead straight, there's like ringlets and ringlets. So maybe your hair, the oils will get up to here and the rest of your hair will be quite dry, which is why people with 4 hair have a lot of single strand knots. I got it right this time. They have a lot of single strand knots because the ends of their hair are dry, because you're not taking care of the ends, you're taking care of here, and it doesn't sort of migrate down. So you need to take care of your ends just as much, because your ends will be dry as the Sahara Desert. And yeah, so people with 4C hair will generally flourish better. The hair will grow better with things that are like shea butter, coconut oil, where it's quite dense or it melts in the fingertips. That's what I've mostly found with people with 4 hair, that they need things like that are a lot dense. You can use whipped stuff. I prefer to use whipped things. Like, I think my hair likes whipped shea butter better than normal shea butter, but it's dependent. You have to know your hair. That's where it goes down to at the end of the day. Yes, you know your hair type, you know that I'm this, I'm that, but what works for this type of hair may not work exactly for your hair. Like, my type of hair necessarily doesn't like shea butter as is, it likes it whipped. The shea butter alone is a little bit too heavy. I found that my afro doesn't come out as nicely as I want it to come out when I use normal shea butter, as compared to when I whip it and then I use it like that. So yeah, and also bear in mind that you can have 2 different types of hair textures in your hair, even 3 different types of hair textures. It just depends. God made us all very differently. For me, I know that I have 4C hair dead straight in the middle of my head. Towards the crown and back of my head, it's 4C for sure. That's where my shortest hair is. That's where most of my shrinkage occurs, as compared to the back of my head. Quite different for most people. The back of their head is usually the more coilier part. For me, the back of my head is very smooth. I would say the back of my head is more 4B. It just depends. You need to know your hair, feel around your hair, learn your hair, and learn what's best for your hair. And after knowing what type of hair you have, you'll be able to create a perfect regimen for you. It's not about the hair at the end of the day, or the type of hair that you have. It's about how your hair likes certain things, because me knowing that my hair is 4C doesn't do much for me. I can go out saying, yes, my hair is 4C and my 4C hair is dry, and my hair will be dry. But now that I know that my hair is 4C and my hair is dry, I need to learn about how to treat 4C hair. and I can then look for other people who have 4C hair and see what their regimen is like. Maybe try their regimen out, see what's working. It's like a learning process, but it makes it easier when you know what type of hair you have, because you know how to take care of your hair and what to treat your hair with so that you can get the best results that you want. Because at the end of the day, we all want to grow our hair. We all want our hair to be happy and healthy. So in order for our hair to be happy and healthy, we need to know what to give our hair and what to feed our hair. If you like the video, you know what to do. Leave a like down below. Comment down below if you want to comment. And if you want to get a notification every time my video is posted, press the bell button and you'll get a notification reminding you that it's Tatenda and she has posted. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you so much.